Hello everyone, my name is Артур and I'm glad to welcome you on my YouTube channel. This is my first video in the first playlist, and I dedicated my YouTube channel to my efforts on learning programming languages and learning web development. So and especially this video is the first videos from the series which will be about my learning of web development itself, and about learning on how to build a personal website for myself that I want to create one. And before we start, I think we should talk briefly about an environment that I have. So I have a Windows-based PC which has Intel Core i9 processor and a CPU and 64 gigabytes of RAM installed and 1 terabyte of solid drive, and it's pretty quick, and I think it will help me to build amazing applications on that environment. So as you can see here, the list of applications that you may need to perform web development tasks, and before you can do anything on that, you should install some applications on your PC and environment, and we are going to do that right now. Before we start, I need to install a command line installer to my PC, and for that I will use for any further tasks. And to do that, let's go to web browser and find a terminus shell. So terminus, let's see, download. Terminus is a similar shell that I used to see on my previous dev environment, like iTerm that I used there. So I have already downloaded and installed on my PC, so just let me run it and we can continue our setup. So I will put all these links to the video description, so you can find it there soon. Okay. Another application that you will need in your setup and to be able to compose PHP applications. So this is a scoop command line installer, and along with the terminal you can use it, and it's well integrated. So let me shut down sound on my phone. Alright, let's go and download and install scoop command line installer. So you should go to the website scoop.sh. Yeah, and here you need to run this command in in a PowerShell. So you're gonna run PowerShell from the admin. And execute that command in PowerShell. So it's going to install scoop command line installer, and it's done already. So then let's run. Oh no, we won't run this command, so because it's only when you're getting any kind of error with installation. So we are good. All right, we need just rerun our previously installed Terminus application and go to the setup and settings and choose in the shell and choose PowerShell as a default profile for new tabs. So it will open PowerShell interpreter in the Terminus with the every new tab here. And I recommend you to set up a working directory where every new tab will be opened, and you will not need to go and run cd and put the path of your default projects folder. So it will be there already. And I recommend you to install some plugins for the Terminus, which is, as I remember, is a clickable links. So it will allow you to click on the HTTP links and it will open it in the browser. And another thing is a copy with the right click. So you gonna copy on select. Once you select something, let's say for example here, it will already copy to the buffer and clipboard, and you can just put whenever you want. Yeah, and that's it with the Terminus. With the terminal. So the next thing we're gonna do is install PHP and Composer and things like Node.js, Git, and some other applications and tools that we will use in the development. All right, so let's install some tools with the scoop installer. I will put all this list of tools and applications under the video, into the description of current video. All right, so since we have already installed scoop, I recommend you to install a sudo package scoop install sudo. Since scoop does not require to run itself as with the elevated permissions, so I recommend you to install a sudo package, and once you need to run something with the elevated permissions, by the administrator level, you just run with the sudo. So let's install sudo. and it's done. And the next package I recommend you to install is Araya 2. So Araya 2 actually does it allows you to download packages as a multi-stream, so it will take less time for downloading the large files and large executables of the packages. So it will allows you to do that more faster. Okay, let's install. Scoop install Araya 2. Let's go. Alright, it's installed. And a couple of other packages that we need. Scoop install curl. Yeah, and along with curl, it installed a 7-zip utility here that will allow you to zip and unzip, archive and unarchive the zipped packages. Alright, and I believe we will need sometimes grep and maybe set. Yeah, and as you see now, the packages are downloading. So Scoop downloads the packages with the Araya. Yeah, guys, and so please let me know if you want to hear some music playing in background in my next videos. So just let me know. Alright, so we have both of packages installed, and let's see what's the next. Alright, so we will install Git and GitHub Desktop, Trello, and PHP Storm, Postman, Client, and the Viewer. Alright, but before, a couple more packages from Scoop. Okay, so let's start from the PHP. To install PHP with the Scoop, you're gonna open this link in a GitHub and run this command: scoop bucket add PHP. It's kind of installer will add a repository to itself, and you will be able to install various PHP versions, and that one you need in your project. Okay, so but before do that, we need to install Git. Alright, scoop install Git, and maybe you want to install it globally. Alright, but let's do it this way. Okay, installed, and now we can add a PHP bucket. Excellent. So now we are able to install PHP /PHP. So I'm going to install PHP 7.4.13 version, which is, as far as I know, the latest version for the 7. So let's install PHP 7.4. Let's try this way. Yeah, okay, it won't do. 7.4.13. Alright, now PHP 7.4.13. What I'm doing wrong? PHP 7.1. Okay, PHP 7.4. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's check which version we have. So we have 7.4.13 version. Okay. I think the next, let's install Composer. Scope install Composer. Yeah. So Scoop will install Composer with the version 1.10.19, and the latest Laravel version requires, as I remember, the second one. I mean the version starting 2, the major version, and we just need to run this command, composer self update. Okay, it will, yeah, it shows us that OpenSSL extension is required. Alright. So let's go. Let's go there where the Scoop is installed, to Scoop install folder, and go to Sheams folder and PHP and see if here something like php.ini file. Okay, it should be there. Here we are. So php ini file, and let's search OpenSSL. Yeah, and many of extensions are which we will need are disabled. Just uncomment that one you need, and I'm going to uncomment the bz2 curl and maybe ftp file info and gd2 an MB string, exif, and maybe ODBC, OpenSSL, and PDO MySQL, PDO ODBC. So if we do so, then ODBC is not queried anymore. And PDO SQLite. Alright. Then we need a SOAP extension, and tidy, and XML RPC, and XSL extension. Alright, let's try to rerun. Okay, so we did this in wrong place. Alright, let's revert changes. We need to do this in some other place. So we will need to find that PHP ini file. Then, alright, and here the list semicolon. So let's check what we did. Yeah, we comment out and it looks good. Let's go here and check here what we have. Open SSL. Let's repeat all this stuff we did before here. MB string, exif, no, that one, open SSL, PDO MySQL, and PDO DBC, PDO SQLite. And last three extensions as well. Alright, let's check again. Oh, I got what we did. So this current is actually the symlink to the same file. Let's comment it again. Alright, we are facing some challenges with that, but it's good. We are learn and learn. Okay. So let's go to shims again and see. Alright, what we have? We have PHP executables, and if we go here and current, Let's see what happens if we... No, it's the same issue. So what is the error? Self-TLS protection, but it's not available. Okay, let's search up here for Google, in Google, and try to solve it. Disable TLS true, but we won't do so. And what happens if we recreate? If we make a copy of this file and no, it gives us the same. It returns the same error. Okay, and so let's check again what we have. We have a PHP and we are looking to the sheams. Let's it corresponds to this one. Alright, so we have a CGI. Let me switch the screen. Cache folder and persist. CLI. And what if we go here? And uncomment extension here. Nope, the same. Let's look what the Google says. Alright, nothing useful here. but we have that extension, right? And we have a php.ini file, the configuration file, right? Okay, so let's check that way. php hyphen ini. So okay, so PHP current version use this file. Let's try to uncomment an extension here and rerun composer self update command again. Alright. I think it happens because we didn't install OpenSSL. So let's try to install it. Scoop install OpenSSL. Okay, successfully installed. And let's comment out other extension as well and see what happens. Maybe this one. Nope, it's still there. So let's give semicolons back to each row we did on command 4, and let's go back to Google. Scoop install PHP 7.4. And let's see. Okay. but we did another way. So let's see what we have installed. We have installed 0.4 and it's not correct, I believe. So let's uninstall PHP 7.4. Okay, and PHP 7.4. It can't find. Alright, scoop install PHP 7.4. Successfully installed. And check. Yeah, we have. And check PHP -ini. Alright, and let's open that file. And let's try to run Composer. But it's not available if you're not able to open extension. You can disable this already. Is key. It's really interesting. But we already have Composer 2.0.8 version, which is latest version. Alright, so now we need to go back and try to comment this string and check again, and it returns a proper one. Really interesting. Alright, so it looks like we have installed Composer. Let's check what we need to install. Else scoop list. Yeah, the next one is the NVM package, which allows you to manage node version. So let's install it. NVM. Yes, NVM is installed, and let's ask what NVM does. NVM list. Okay, we have previously, so I have already installed this version in my environment. So I have the node version 14.15.1 and npm version 6.14.8. All right. Let's go and install Python. I think we will need Python in some reason in the future. Alright, so it's still running installer script for Python version 3.9.1. Okay. And so allow application and third-party installers to find Python by running this. So we need to apply this rec file and apply this registry and merge it to our system registry. So we are going to run and agree and apply it to our system. Alright, we have a Python now. Let's see what we have else. Yeah, I believe we have a couple of packages to be installed the next. So since we will use a MySQL server, I am going to install MariaDB with the latest version, which is, as I remember, 10.5. something minor number. So let's install it with scoop install MariaDB. Yeah, and this version which Scoop is installing is 10.5.8, 64-bit. Alright, once we install the MariaDB, we need to make it running as a service. So to do so, we we are going to run this command, MySQL install db -service, and put it here a service name, and put the password for default password for the root. And I have another link that I think is helpful to understand what this command means and what is MySQL install db.exe executable, what it does in the system. So we will use this example here, and before we run it, I want to show you here in the services management console that we don't have any service called MariaDB, right? And go back to the terminal and paste copied string. So we want the MariaDB server to keep its files and databases in folder by path C drive and MariaDB folder, and the service will be MariaDB. Okay, just leave it as it is, and password secret, right? Okay, fatal error, open the CHH management. So we need to elevate permissions, and that's why we installed a sudo package for the sudo command, and let's try to run it with the sudo. And we agree. Okay, MariaDB is not empty. That happens because I'm talking about this string, this error output. That happens because I had already installed MariaDB server in my machine, and actually we did run the command and several times, and because of it we have now an empty folder, and it won't install MariaDB as a service again. So let's clean up that folder and delete it and rerun the command again with the sudo. Okay, agree. Yeah, and we are done. We have a MariaDB. I'm going to show you here. It created a folder MariaDB on drive C, and here the number of folders which correspond to, as I believe, to the database names. So here's the configuration file for MariaDB server. And let's go back to our service management console here and refresh it, and we will find a new service called MariaDB installed, and by default it uses network service credentials for this service, and I tried several times to run it, and it won't start, it will not start, it would return an error. So let's try to run, and you will see that access denied error is returning once you click run. To fix that, I recommend to change service credentials from the network. So here is written in Russian language. To change it from the network service to run as a local system, or you can create another user and grant access to that credential for this service. So okay, we just set the system, a local system account for this service, and let's run it again. Alright, it's running. It's running, and another tool that we will use to manage MariaDB SQL Server is dbeaver. So dbeaver is a tool that allows you to connect and from user interface manage and alter your databases and create and delete. So this tool is similar to SQL Pro, which Mac users use for that purpose. So we have already connected to our MariaDB local server, and let me show you the settings of it. Yeah, so it's localhost and root, and the password is secret that we set once we installed and ran MySQL install_db.exe file. Alright, so I recommend you to use dbeaver tool. I recommend to use Community Edition on your development environment. So just go here and download that version which is corresponding to your environment. So I have downloaded a Windows 64-bit installer, and it works fine to me. Alright, we have a test database here, and actually we can delete it soon, but okay, we have a MariaDB and we have MySQL server installed. Another thing is, let's check what we have from, we have to install from the scoop command line installer. Let's check my quick notes here. Yeah, we have already installed these things. Yeah, and we can install actually Yarn. It's another package manager for Node.js, and it's similar to npm. So let's go and install it. Scoop install Yarn. Alright, and let's check the version. So version 1.22.5. Okay. Looks like we have installed all tools that we will use. So I didn't show you how to install a Postman REST client. So this is kind of a tool that we we can use for execution requests to our local environment and to execute API requests. So you can just go to this link, which I will put to description of on this video as well. So go here, download the application and install it in your environment, in your PC. Alright, and another application that I'm going to use is Trello. So Trello is a tool, is a project management tool actually. It has, you can create several dashboards, and you can create columns here and call it like corresponding to the current status of the progress for the tasks you are working on. And why I use this tool? So since I use a PHP Storm IDE for, and I want to use it for development, so the Trello applications and PHP Storm are well integrated into each other. So you can create tasks here, and then in PHP Storm you can just set up the integration with Trello and just start working on that task you want, and it will create another how it's called, another yeah, it will create another branch in Git, and once you completed your work on that task, it will, so once you complete, you change the status of the task to completed, and PHP Storm will automatically commit all changes to master branch for you. So it's really good feature, and it saves more time to you, and you are more flexible with it, and you can see the differences, and all from the one place, I mean from the PHP Storm IDE. Okay, so I think that's it about the setup of dev environment. So let's check. Yeah, it is. So today we have installed a command line installer Scoop that is looking much prettier than the default PowerShell command line console. We have installed the PHP 7.4.13, which is the latest version of PHP in 7th point version. And we have installed and upgraded Composer, which is a package manager for PHP. And we have installed Node.js and npm tools, Git and GitHub Desktop. And yeah, I didn't tell you about the GitHub desktop tool. So I use this tool just for some small tasks, like publish a newly created and fresh local repositories to the GitHub, to my account there, and pretty much that's it about this tool. So it's like UI for the Git functionality, and we have also talked about the Trello task manager and Postman and dbeaver. So the couple of things we still have to do is and are, let's try to run a PHP from the command line. Did you ever try to run PHP from command line in Windows environment? I mean, in environment based on Windows operating system. So let's try to do that. PHP storm. Yeah, and it returns the error, right? And to fix that, I think we need to run that command. So we need to add extra, I believe, extras bucket scoop. So let's go back to scoop install PHP storm. Actually, I have already installed PHP storm locally in my environment by the toolbox, JetBrains toolbox, and but I'm still not able to run it from the command line. So let's go and see what we can do to fix that. All right, so we need to add this JetBrains bucket to scoop. Let's do. And try to install PHP storm. I don't think it will install the PHP storm and rewrite existing one, but I think it will just link PHP storm and set the system variables for these executables in my system. Let's see what it's going to do. Oh, really? It's downloading 360 megs. Yeah, it looks like it's downloading, and it's going to install it. All right, let's see. Okay, and try to do that now. PHP storm. Alright, and as you can see, it's running. So now we are able to run PHP storm from the command line. This is a great news for us. Okay, let's close it for now and go back here, and I think we've done with the setup of our dev environment, and we are good to go to Laravel pages. I mean to the documentation pages. Since I want to build my personal website based on PHP framework, I mean the PHP, and I'm going to use a PHP framework Laravel for that. I'm a bit familiar with that framework. I had some efforts. I had some efforts to build some small applications on previous versions, which were the fifth or the sixth version of Laravel, and now the latest one is Laravel 8, as I'm not wrong. So we can go to the documentation page and see, yeah, the latest one is Laravel 8, and we need to be able to install it. I mean the Laravel package, Laravel installer locally, and we will use a composer for that purpose. So let's run and copy globally our Laravel installer. Yeah, and composer still want to do that, so let's rerun our terminus and try again. Nope, we still have that error. So let's fix it. We need to do that. So let's do this way. So I'm going to uninstall PHP. Uninstall PHP 7.4. And it's, while it's uninstalling PHP, let's go to my user profile and apps and see that folder is clean. Yeah, and now let's install it this way. So let's go here and scoop install PHP 7.4. I think we have already did this. Bucket is already exist. Okay, and looks like we need another one. So let's search scoop install extras. Yeah, this one we need. Let's check. And we are going to uninstall PHP bucket from the scope. Alright, and since we added an extra, so let's go to scope and search a PHP for us. Install PHP 7.4. There is no such version. Okay, and let's search on the page. So this is extras for extensions. We don't want this. Install PHP 7.4.13. And go back to this scoop folder and check again themes we have. So we need to ensure we don't have any PHP references here. Alright, so let's again re-add bucket of PHP and install it like 4 and 13. Couldn't find. So why? Let's check what it does have. This way. Alright. And check PHP -v. Yeah. Okay. So go back to scope, themes, and PHP. Alright, and go back to terminal and check our ini file. Great. And let's see where it's located. Alright. So before let's check if we still have that error. Self update. Yes, we do. And go here and check this extension and try again. Oh, it's really annoying thing happening. Oh man. PHP CLI and persist by default. Oh gosh, all this time we looked into the wrong place. So persist and yeah, so we need to go here. Yeah, and what we need is to, so let's see the reference to our PHP version. Yeah, we have an PHP 7.4. So all these things and PHP, alright, this is an extra PHP inclusion of PHP ini in our configuration. So no, not this, but I mean this one is a PHP 0.4 and we need to, alright, we are good to remove this PHP 7.4 and leave PHP 7.4, and here we need to change, rename that development file to php.ini. Okay, let's search again. Open SSL. Oh, sorry. Open SSL. Is there any OpenSSL reference in this file? No. Okay, let's redo and revert the change, PHP in development, and go to scoop apps here in current and here and so we have already uncommented it, right? So self, and it's wrong. OpenSSL. Let's comment out here. Nope, it's still there. Let's put it back. PHP ini and check what we have again. Oh, sorry. Loaded configuration is apps PHP 7.4 current php.ini, right? So no additional .ini files parsed. We still need to check it here. Open SSL. what happens if we go to our task manager and see whether we have any PHP executable running. So we have a postman, Trello, no, we don't. Okay, let's rerun our terminal. And check php-v, and it says enable OpenSSL. Alright, so we need to put semicolon back to the string and check again, and now it looks good. And again php -ini, and it says it's loading configuration from this file, and it's looking to persist and scan the, so we need to, let's go here, let's try to put ini file, and I mean from another folder. So it says it's looking to persist, and it's looking to scoop /apps folder and scoop /persist. Let's go scoop persist 7 point. Copy, say php.ini, right? And find that extension list in this file. And see what happens. Enable to dynamic library OpenSSL. Enable to okay, what we have in shim, php shim. Okay, it's looking at cork path. OpenSSL. Let's check scoop install OpenSSL. persist. So where it does install from? Okay, from persist there, and from conf, right? Alright, let's go back to persist. 0.4 and it's already uncommented, right? And it's saying that error is still there. Additional ini parsed, so additional ini is this one, right? And if you delete, yeah, it's not showing anymore. So I don't have PHP ini here, but we have already created it, right? And let's rename it to php.ini and see what it will show us. So scoop install php OpenSSL. Okay, let's do it this way, but before let's remove it and see, and then and then copy this. PHP current CLI conf. Oh man, yeah, it's not there. PHP 7.4, not there. once again php -ini in check. So scan for additional ini files from persist 7.4 conf d. Oh, why we created a new folder instead of file? Yeah, so we're going to create new page. No, let's call it open ssl.ini, and we need to change it. We need to change it to scope here. Alright, so go there and here and change an extension, right? And then let's put here like extension open SSL string like this, and see, unable to load dynamically library open SSL PHP extension open SSL. Try it. Oh man, so this is the wrong path, correct? So we don't have that path. Oops, sorry. We don't have that path. And what we need to change that path in default ini. Let's try to find it here. So let's search PHP, let's say scoop PHP in that path. So we need to uncomment here this extension folder name. Extension dir is equal ext. So let's see, do we have this ext folder in our PHP installation? Yeah, here we are. Yeah, so that was a problem. and now it looks good. Yeah, let's try to upgrade Composer. Here we go. So we fixed that issue. So let's keep in our mind that we need to double check the extension folder, that this string is uncommented, because it will be a really weird exception. So we just lose about an hour to fix this. It's a really small bug, but it was. But we did. Actually, we fixed that issue, and now it's looking good. It's looking good for us. Okay. The next thing that we have already started to do is to download with Composer a Laravel installation, right? A Laravel installer. I hope I correctly spelled that package name, and let's run it. Yeah, it works fine. Okay, we have that, and let's check if we can uncomment another extensions. That we will need to be able to work with the Laravel and other packages. So we uncomment BZ2 and curl and FTP and file info GD2 and MB string and exif. So since we have already uncommented OpenSSL extension in another PHP ini file, we've created additionally to existing one. So we just leave it commented here, and we may need to select PDO MySQL extension and PDO ODBC and SQLite, and maybe for PostgreSQL maybe we will use in our another projects. So let's uncomment SOAP and tidy and XML RPC and XSL. Alright, let's check Composer. It should run correctly without any error. Yeah, that's right. So we have installed the Laravel installer, and let's create our first project with Laravel. So to do so, we need to run command Laravel new. How we call this project? I think we need to call it like something like PVS, a personal website. So let's call it PVS and hit the enter. Okay, it's created a new folder, PWS, correctly spelling. So, and it's installing a Laravel file. framework files there. All right, it's almost done. It's a couple of things left. So usually it takes about 1 or 2 minutes to complete. Okay, here we go. So we have created a new application, and let's add it to our PHP Storm. Let's open it with PHP Storm IDE. So let's go to PWS folder and let's clean up this view and call PHP Storm dot here. And here we go. So let me show you. I don't know why, in some reason, XSplit broadcaster application doesn't show any overlaying items or windows like this one, but I'm going to show you. So we can close it and go to settings, and let's make some adjustments here. So we have a PHP language level. Since we have PHP 7.4, let's choose the same version in language level and apply. And let's check whether we have a composer set correctly. Okay, it looks good. And I have some extra package installed into my PHP Storm IDE, which is Laravel IDEA. It's a shareware and non-free package, so you just need to purchase it, but I recommend you to use this package. It has some trial period for use, and you can check it how that works and how it fits your needs in the development process. So, but for me it's good enough. And let's check with npm what's going on there. So npm is integrated into the PHP Storm, and it's just pick up that npm configuration we have installed to our dev environment. All right, and let's check what we have in command line tool. So if you install the Laravel project, if you create a Laravel project from the command line with Laravel new command, and so it will create and fully integrate all these settings into the PHP Storm. So you just no needs to perform that manually. It's already there. I mean, the artisan command line set up in PHP Storm. And another thing I told you before is task management. So I'm going to add a service that I use. So I use a Trello, and here's the place where you need to put a token and set up the relevant board for your project. And let's see, let's do it right now actually. So to do that, you select a configured servers and click on this link. So it will show up you the page. Let me show you, which will show you the list in number of permissions, the list of permissions that you are going to provide to this integration between Trello and PHP Storm. Actually, you allow JetBrains tool, PHP Storm, to manage your dashboards, and I'm going to allow. And after that, here will be the token string, and you need to copy out and go back to the PHP Storm setting and put that token there, and choose appropriate dashboard or board from the Trello. So I have created that one for this project, and I'm going to use idevapps-web project for this purpose, and I'm going to allow and pick up the tasks from all of these columns. So just leave from all lists, and I'm going to allow to include the cards that not assigned to me. But I'm a single person and a single user in that project. So, but anyway, just to see all items that I have, it's good to click on this checkbox. Alright, and we applied settings and test our configuration, and as you can see, connection is successful. Alright, so let's check another thing, a version control. So version control, and it's actually has already been resolved and with auto detection, and it's good. We have a Git for that purpose, and before I have already set up a GitHub account, so I can manage my repository from the PHP Storm. But I didn't, since this project is new, I didn't push this project into the GitHub yet, but I'm going to do that. And for this purpose, exactly this purpose, I use, and you can use actually, the GitHub desktop application. So we can run and let's say add an existing repository from your hard drive. So let's check my default project folder, which is PHP Storm projects, and we have created this folder and projects and project here called PWS, and directory does not appear to be a Git repository. Would you like to create repository? So yeah, we can do this from the GitHub desktop tool, but you can do this also from the terminal, which is like embedded tool in PHP Storm, and you can do it here from the settings, enable version control integration here for this project. And once you click on that menu item, so it will propose to select a version control system, which is Git for current project, and I agree with that, and I click OK. So it will execute command like git init. So if you go to a project folder from the terminal and execute git init, it will be the same that we've done with PHP Storm. So as you can see, all files here just marked and highlighted with red. It's because we have initialized and it's still initializing a Git repository in that folder. And just let's give some couple minutes more to do that. And once it's done, we can execute our first commit and push a local repository to its origin in GitHub. All right, actually it's already done. So unresolved files, I'm going to add all these files to our version control. Okay, I have added, and now I'm going to make a first commit. But before, let's go back to our GitHub desktop tool and re-add it here. I mean to add a project, new project to our GitHub desktop. And let's make our first commit. But I want to do that from the PHP Storm. You can do actually by clicking Ctrl K, right? And it will show you all these files here. And yeah, okay, but before let's push our repository to GitHub, and I will call it like PWS, and you can put any description here just for you. So I'm going to make this repository open and accessible by anyone. Alright, let's push it. Oh, I got it. So let's do the first commit. So let's call it initial commit and commit. That's fine. So we did our first commit here, and we can just see here in the list here. So we did an initial commit, and we do not see any files listed anymore here in the default change list. Alright, so now let's publish our branch, our repository to origin. Okay, let's see, GitHub, and here we go. We have it in GitHub. Okay. So I think we are done all tasks which we wanted to do in our current session. So if you liked this video and if you found this video helpful to you, and I hope that is, so you can subscribe the channel and hit the bell, and I hope I see you in our further live coding sessions that I want to conduct. And you can leave any of your comments and questions under this video, and see you soon.